What's up, y'all? Hope this video finds you well. First of all, I want to give a shout out to a new follower, commenter, who was like, I want to hear more about your plants. And of course, I'm like, what I'm going to talk about? Because I'm new to this. But a lot of y'all are new to this. So I've decided to give you 3 things that I wish I knew about 2 months ago. Because I literally just started. But hold on, I'm gonna turn off my air purifier. Hold on. Okay, I wanted to make sure that you guys could hear me well until I get all this together. All right, so let me just say, when I moved into this space, the first thing I did was buy plants. And I just bought an excessive amount of plants, okay? And really, one of my clients, my first 2 plants, I'll show you, were this succulent. Listen, I'm still learning all these names, and I would love to be fancy pants and give y'all all of the namey names, but I'm gonna give you succulent was my first, and this golden pothos was my first plant. When I got it, it was tight, okay? As black people, we classify our hair as like 4A, B, C, D. This was like 4D, B to B hair in the bag, okay? Like, it needed a perm. It was just so tight together because these big box stores just put so many in there. But anyways, pothos are really good. Funny thing, my friend Kay has so many of these in her house. She propagates them in water, and she calls them the partners. And I'm still not okay. I've been laughing for 3 months. Okay. So those are my first 2 plants, and then from there it was like I can't go anywhere without buying a plant. And so everywhere I went and bought plants. As I got to like 10, 11, 12, I started being like, okay, the last time you were a plant parent, D, I didn't have that many. I just had really big plants. Like, I had a huge, when I say huge, this is a little monstera. I had a huge monstera. I think the width of it was like 4 feet across. I bought it huge, y'all. And by the time I moved and had to get rid of it, I think it was like 6 feet across, 3 feet tall, just absolutely gargantuan. And I really didn't have a watering schedule or method behind my madness surrounding taking care of the plants. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys can relate to this. I worked so much. I used to own a cafe, and I would literally leave the house at 5 in the morning, and I wouldn't be back home till like 8 or 9 p.m. So I was exhausted. Between trying to keep myself alive and keeping these plants alive, I was gonna choose me every time. So now that I've reset my life and decided how I want to experience my days, and I work myself into the ground, I was like, how will I care for these plants to where it makes a little bit more sense? So I'm gonna give you 3 things I wish I had 2 months ago when I went from 0 plants to 3 plants, okay? 30 plus plants, excuse me. So number 1, I wanna start with this water meter, okay? Y'all, I feel like I'm YouTubing now. A water meter or a moisture meter that I got off of Amazon, and I'll link it below. But when it gets to 3 and 4 on here, I know it needs to be water. When I first started the watering schedule, I downloaded this app called Greg. And on the Greg app, you can track your pictures of your plants. You could get advice on your plants. But the one thing that is really interesting about it is that it tells you how much water each plant needs, depending on the size of the plant, where your window is facing, what type of pot your plants are in, and you can kind of like scan your plant to know what it is Then it gives you a whole bunch of feedback. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's a start. So amongst my going down the rabbit hole-ness of watering these plants, I realized that it's not really smart for me to water the plants like 1 cup, 1/4 of a cup, 1/8 of a cup. Although it's a good knowledge thing to have, it's better to just wait till the plants are like at a 3 or 4, like dry or medium or moist, dryish, depending on what type of plant it is. A succulent, I wait till it's completely dry. But it's better to go by this, and then I take it to my sink, or you could do your shower, put it in your sink, your shower, and you drown it. You put so much water in there until the water comes out, and then you just put some more water in there, and then just put some more water in there, and you want to make sure it's completely soaked, okay? So if I could start over 3 months ago, I would get a moisture meter and water my plants that way. I would still use the Greg app, and I'm going to tell you why. Mainly because I like to take pictures of my plants and track how they're doing. I love the interaction from the other plant moms and dads, families, who talk about their plants and what's wrong with them and how they would, rectify any issues if there's pests or whatever. I love that community part. And most of all, you guys, Greg, if you are a super Greg user, which is like $34 for the year, once I get off this waiting list, I get to shop, like do Greg shop. So I can get the plants that they drop, and if the plant comes dead or injured, they'll send me one back. That's for anybody who uses the app though. But for Super Greg users, if I have a plant and it stays alive for years, right? And then all of a sudden it dies, they'll send me another one for free. What? Yes. I think yes. Oh no. I felt like something was on it. It's not. Whew. Okay, so anyways, this is one thing I would get first. The next thing I would immediately get is Neem Oil. I'm gonna give you some bonuses. I would get some Neem Oil because inevitably, no matter how much you think you're a great plant parent and that you got it all together, those pests are gonna show up. They're gonna show up. And it's like they show up overnight. They come out of the freaking soil, and you're like, where the hell did you come from, honestly? Where did you come from? And my first pest was on my, I'm gonna say it wrong, okay? Don't be on me. Paraíso Verde. I hate saying Spanish names incorrectly. That's just me being a military brat, and I don't like to do people wrong. But anyway, this was my first one I got that had aphids on it, and it was on this leaf, I believe. Yes, it was on this. It was on this leaf. And oh my gosh, I literally have the freaking heebie-jeebies right now thinking about the aphids. And because aphids are the color of the leaves, they're just like on this part, and I was like, eh. So the first thing I did was I just sat it in the shower, I put water on it, and I tried to physically squish as many as I could. And I just, y'all, I just can't stand aphids. I don't care where they are. I don't care if they're outside. I just feel like they're just demonic. They're like mosquitoes and cockroaches. Like, anyways, I washed them, and then I was discovering, like, what do I need? And neem oil was a thing that I could treat it with. So that's what neem oil was for everything, right? So neem oil, treated that, and then it's fine. I haven't had any aphids since. The other thing I use neem oil for is, I'm going to show you, is rust mold. Y'all, okay. Also, in my other video, I just redid my apartment, and my monstera used to be up to where when I laid down, I could see the underleaves. And I was looking one day, I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I saw like what looked like rust under my monstera leaves. Immediately, heebie-jeebies again, and I was like, what's going on? So I immediately go to the Grey Gap and I was like, what is this? And it was rust mold. And the treatment for rust mold is for 7 days you clean the leaves with neem oil. Now I just want to tell y'all, neem oil stink. Always stink. I'm gonna tell y'all what it smells like. Hold on. It smells like old food. It smells like black eyed peas and collard greens, but very old, and they've been sitting on the stove for 3 days and they're gone bad. That's what it smells like, but this is what it's for. So I first had to kill the freaking aphids, and I was like, what? I guess I got this freaking rust mold. I'm gonna show y'all because I'm still kind of navigating the rust mold. I didn't do what it said. Do it for 7 days, okay? So I'm gonna show you what rust mold looks like. This is why you gotta look at your plant. Let me see which one. Okay, so you see, where's the one? I cleaned it off today. Okay, so you see that right there, like that. But and then you see like how it's like light skin and little light skin, little light things like that. That's what a rust mold was. If you leave the rust mold on your plants, it will just eat through the greenery. Okay. And I think it is. I do think it spreads. It hasn't spread to my other plants, but you really gotta clean it at the bottom and the top with the neem oil. 7 days, allegedly. That's what the folks said. So this is day 1 because I have a hard head and not a soft, you know what. Okay. So I would definitely suggest neem oil. My Dottie, I already talked about this. This one is my friend's, actually, that I'm nursing back to health. It had, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. It had not spider mites. It had mealybugs on it. And I'm gonna go into the third thing I wish that I immediately had is the Dr. Bronner's Castile Soap. Yeah, I don't think it matters the brand of it, but I've been washing with Dr. Bronner's my whole life, and for some strange reason, I didn't have it in my apartment. Okay? And so you'll find on the internet, some people say mix this with the tea tree one, with the eucalyptus one, and then take the plant out, wash it, and literally like wash the whole plant, clean the roots off and everything, and then replant it. So if I could start over 3 months ago, I would have a moisture meter, I would have neem oil, I would have this, and I'm gonna give you a bonus. I would have 70% alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, because you use that to kill the spider mites and the mealybugs. Mealybugs, you can just pick them off, but they really will die with alcohol. So you just put a little bit of alcohol on some Q-tips, and you just pick them off, and then they die. And then I would say wash your plant with the Castile soap. So those would be the 3 things that I would immediately probably get. I would not waste any time. As soon as I get one plant, I'd be like, I need some Peppermint Castile Soap, I need some neem oil, I need a moisture meter, and I need some alcohol with some, what do you call these things? With the Q-tip. I would immediately get those things. So I guess I gave you 5. But that's a little bit about, just a little bit, I guess, starting about my plant education. I only can give you what I know. So if you're a new plant person, a new plant mom, you might have 1 plant. Let me tell you, when you get to 2 and 3, it's inevitable that you would need something to control the pests. And, the Castile soap, you can get this off of Amazon at your local health food store. Sometimes TJ Maxx is the move. You'll get a big one. And you might say, what do I need this for? Let me tell you. With this particular soap, you can brush your teeth with it. You can wash with it. But let me tell you, if you wash with it, you do have to dilute it. You wash with it. If you get it in your vagine, it's going to be fresh, if you know what I mean, okay? You can also, I wash my clothes with it. It's just like a cleaner way you get clean. I wash my floors with it. So you can use it for everything. It's not like you would just have it in your cabinet somewhere. So thank you for listening to all of my shenanigans. If you have any other questions or topics, that I don't know about, and you're like, research this and come back and tell us, babes, I'd love to. Act like I knew what I was talking about. But we're all in this together. And if you are a plant mom or a plant dad, or you are a plant auntie and you're like, I just watch my friends' plants, honey, when they're out of town. Welcome to the journey of plant care. Love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.